Mountain East Conference Softball Championship officially beginning day one of what is going to be a marathon. There's always a little bit of chaos here on the first day. Welcome in, everybody, on MEC TV. I'm Alex Wiederspiel as number 4 seed Davis and Elkins taking on top seed Charleston from the South Division in a rematch of two of the last 3 championship Saturdays. And boy, have we got a good one for you today. It's a little bit of a down year for Davis and Elkins, but shouldn't be confused for their competency and ability to potentially pull an upset here. The Senators have, even in a down year, still put together some pretty strong performances, and this is a day where we have seen top teams fall in the past. In fact, Charleston has had to, overcome losses on this day before to win, and did that as recently as last year. We'll get into your starting pitcher and starting lineups here in just a moment, as this one is fouled off. Low Ruiz Rubio for Davis and Elkins going up against Addison Mass. And Mass is going to be a huge story this entire week here for UC, as she is coming off just a marvelous season, pitcher of the year, and well earned in the conference after picking up 25 wins during regular season play and looking to bring UC a 4th consecutive MEC conference title. Rubio going to bloop one towards left field. That one is going to get down right in front of Bianca Palestina, and Rubio is in to second, as looked like Palestina wasn't sure where the runner was going, and good heads-up base running from the leadoff runner, Ruiz Rubio, who comes in batting .313. We'll see how they officially score that one in just a moment. Looks like it is being ruled a hit. So Ruiz Rubio on second and leadoff runner on for D and E. For the Senators in this one, Rubio, of course, on second. Sammy Jarvis now up at the plate, the designated player today. Ashlyn Zapak, the first baseman, is on deck. And then rounding out the rest of the batting order will be Audrey Higgins, Trinity Fleming, Alyssa Haynes, Gwenny Westling, Jasmine Orr, and Madison Smith. Addison Mass, the starting pitcher today, the starting pitcher today for UC. And again, what a season she had. 25-4, a 1.37 ERA. Opposing batting average against her, 161. And boy, she was able to limit much of the damage. Only 25 extra base hits against her all season. We saw a rare one there to start, as squaring around to bunt, this one popped high in the air and then charging throws it down the line. That is out number 1. A good play by Taylor Hodson to take the only play available to her. And Ruiz Rubio winds up on third with the sac bunt. So let's take a look in the field for UC. Mass throwing to catcher Kaylee Serra. Kayla Moran, who is a dynamite hitter, on first base. Emma Smith at second. Taylor Hodson at third. Ella Zucchero at short. And then in the outfield from left to right today for UC, Bianca Palestina, Aubriano Espinoza, and Maya Hadaway. Taylor Welch coaching UC and looking to bring them their 4th consecutive conference title, get them back into the NCAA Division II tournament. Ellie Fracker, the head coach for Davis and Elkins, is this one ripped down the line and foul. Actually hit Ruiz Rubio, but the ball was already foul. So 1 out, 1 on, runner on third. And nice work from Davis and Elkins early on here. Again, just a little bloop single caused a lot of damage in the first at bat, as the next pitch is outside for a ball to Hodson. Hodson on the season, to Zapak, not Hodson. Zapak on the season, a .303 hitter, and has some pop in that bat. .517 slugging percentage, second best among the regular starters for Davis and Elkins, and doesn't really need to kill this one. Anything into the outfield likely will score Ruiz Rubio, who's probably prepped for the tag. This one, though, chopped foul once again. And now a 2-strike count here. 2-2, 1 out, and 1 runner on here in the top of the first inning. Busy day for you here on the MEC Sports Network. I'm Alex Wiederspiel, be with you here all week, and we've got games on 2 separate fields going on right now, and it'll all eventually meet on semifinal Friday and championship Saturday, when we finally whittle our way down to 2 teams. We'll get into some of the storylines here in just a moment as this one is chopped towards short. Runner is going to hold at third, and the throw from Zucchero to Moran is in time for out number 2. Addison Mass pitches her way out of the sacrifice situation at least, and that's a really good at-bat for Mass. We'll bring Audrey Higgins, the shortstop, to the plate for Davis and Elkins, leading hitter for the Senators, hitting .321 on the season and 8 home runs, 24 runs batted in. She's had a terrific season as the first pitch is in there for a strike. Umpires today: at home plate, Brian Howard; at first base, Tim Merrifield; and at third base, Amy Grail. And now the 0-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the first, and looking at that one all the way for a ball.
Thank you.
8 home runs for Audrey Higgins puts her right in that top 10 area for home runs in the Mountain East Conference this season. As this one is blooped towards the exterior of the infield and taken down easily by Zucchero. So out of a jam, first base runner was in scoring position after just a few pitches, but no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 stranded. We head to the bottom of the first here. It is scoreless between UC and Davis and Elkins.
Tomorrow's innovators, teachers, caregivers, researchers, leaders, and creators all have one thing in common. They started out just like you. At West Liberty University, you are the focus. This is a place where you will gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to change your life and the world around you. It all starts here, with you. Visit westliberty.edu to start your journey. It's all here at West Liberty University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Scoreless here as the 15-39 Senators trying to take down and put an immediate dent into the best team in the Mountain East Conference this season by record overall, 42-14, 24-6 in conference play. And there's not really a metric you can look at that doesn't paint a great picture for UC. First batter stepping in for the Golden Eagles, Ella Zucchero swinging around at strike 1. We'll meet the lineup. We'll meet the pitcher here in just a moment. Alex Wiederspiel here with you on MEC TV as this is fouled off by Zucchero again. Sailor Neeland starting for Davis and Elkins today. Neeland on the season, a 7.17 ERA, 3-10. Guessing Sammy Jarvis is likely to be the second pitcher today. It sounds like everybody was healthy coming into this. Neeland has had some decent outings, has struggled at times as well, a .353 opposing batting average, and has allowed 14 home runs this season as this one is fouled off. Taking a look at the entire batting order for UC today, Zucchero, of course, up at the plate. Bianca Palestina, Taylor Hodson batting third. Kayla Moran, of course, you're always going to want to keep an eye on Kayla Moran, who hit 8 home runs this season, has been just a dynamo at the plate, as that one's going to miss for a ball. Danielle PC batting 5th. Emma Smith 6th. Kaylee Serra, the catcher, batting 7th. Aubriano Espinoza batting 8th. And Maya Hadaway batting 9th. The 1-2, that one is going to miss. 2-2 the count. For D&E, Neeland throwing to Gwenny Westling behind the plate. Ashlyn Zapak at first. Trinity Fleming at second. Lo Ruiz Rubio at third. Audrey Higgins, that is, at short. This is fouled off once again. And then the outfield from left to right today, Jasmine Orr, Alyssa Haynes, and Madison Smith. So Neeland facing a 2-2 here, and that pitch is in there. Caught her looking, and you ain't going nowhere but the dugout for Zucchero. Strike 3. You can put the backwards K up. Zucchero has been dynamite this season. Just her 12th strikeout in 175 at-bats. Hitting .351 coming into this one, so keep an eye on or keep a note of that, I should say, for later. Have a sneaking suspicion she'll remember that at bat. Bianca Palestina now, who fouled the first pitch off, facing the 0-1, and she'll take the next one high, 1-1 the count. Overcast day here, the Moyer Sports Complex in Salem, Virginia. Not too far from Blacksburg and Roanoke. As this fouled off again, 1-2. It was 71 degrees at first pitch, and we've had off and on rain. And depending on the length of time that these games take, of course, first pitch for this one right around 2:30, and we expect Game 2 to start sometime around 5. That'll feature Fairmont State and West Virginia State. Terrific year for the Falcons. More on that later as this is fouled. And was this out of play? Let's see. I thought it hit the netting, and it just, not sure if it hit the netting or if it simply landed. We don't really have that angle here, but it's not an out. It's just a strike, or a long strike. 2-2. And fouled off again. Terrific at bat here for Palestina, allowing her teammates to see a number of pitches here against Sailor Neeland. Next pitch is in there, and Neeland, second backwards K in 2 at-bats. Well, early on, you like the way that at-bat went. The first at-bat, plenty of foul balls as well, but don't like the way it ended if you're Taylor Welch right now. I'd prefer to put the ball in play. First pitch to Taylor Hodson, missed for a ball, 1-0. And next pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. Neeland threw a complete game in a losing effort against UC back on April 11th, and then came in as well on April 26th in a loss, threw only 2/3 of an inning in that one. Two and one to Taylor Hodson. And she'll foul this one off. Have not been keeping track of the foul balls, admittedly, but I think we're up to at least 4 here in the first 3 at-bats, if not 5. Hodson, a .339 hitter on the season. 6 home runs, 39 runs batted in. And she'll take the next pitch inside, so count is full with 2 outs here. Hodson working on a 9-game hitting streak to end the season. And she'll ground this one back to the pitcher, and Neeland will underhand this one to Zapak at first for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1, 2, 3. Top of the second next here on MEC TV. Middle of the order due up here for Davis and Elkins. First pitch fouled off there for Trinity Fleming. So we get another look at Addison Mass. Kevin's
got the answers. Oh, yeah. He's my new Russell. Is he? Yeah, 100%.
So quickly falling behind 0-2 here. Fleming, a .246 hitter on the season. 1 home run, 15 runs batted in, and hits this one down the first base line, and that is a fair ball. And it was just a little check swing. And Fleming, she thought that it was foul, maybe thinking that it hit the batter's box first, but either way, she is going down here. Ground out to first. And that will bring Alyssa Haynes, the center fielder for D&E, to the plate for the first time. Haynes, a .248 hitter on the season. No home runs, 12 runs batted in. This is her 43rd start of the season for Davis and Elkins in their 55th game, and she swings through on the 1-0. It is 1-1. Not a ton of power in Haynes' game, just 5 extra base hits all season. But one of the more prolific base runners, 380 OBP, and second on the team in drawn walks. Mass working with some rhythm here, 1-2. Sarah sets up on the outside part. This one fouled off. UC, of course, looking to win their 4th straight, and 2 out of those 3 years in this tournament, they've lost at least 1 game in the double elimination, including on the first day at times. So there's a little bit of a chaos factor that can occur. It counts now 2-2 in this tournament. You know, this is not a chalky tournament, is probably the way that I would describe it. As the next pitch fouled off again. Just a nice at bat here for Haynes. Trying to get a couple more looks at Addison Mass. But again, the season Mass has had, and would expect to see her go deep into this one. As this one is going to be blooped into center field, and this one's going to drop right in front of the center fielder, Espinoza. And that'll bring Gwenny Westling to the plate now with a runner on first. Second hit of the day for Davis and Elkins. And that ends a streak of 4 consecutive batters retired for Mass. Westling, a .240 hitter this season. No home runs, 12 runs batted in. Runner looked like she was thinking about going, and pitch was fouled off. Haynes on the season, 4 for 6 in stolen bases. Third on the team, excuse me. Another one fouled off here. So Westling swings at both, fouls them both off. It's 0-2, and Mass in command here for this next pitch. Little high and inside, so can't get Westling to chase there on the waste pitch. 1-2. We'll say, I feel like a lot of waste pitches are typically low and away, and that one was sort of high and inside, and couldn't quite get her to bite. Almost goes to the same spot that time, and Brian Howard says still not a strike, so 2-2. Next pitch, that one just misses again. Mass tried to get her on the outside part of the plate that time and still wouldn't go around. So now Westling has worked her way back into this one, a full count here with a runner on, and a defensive swing fouls that one off down the line. Mass threw 7 innings against D&E in a win earlier this season back on April 11th. 13 strikeouts in that one, and gets one here. Turned her orbit around. Westling goes down. Good at bat for her. Working her way back into it. Couple of foul balls, but strike 3, and that is out number 2 here in the top of the second. Jasmine Orr will come to the plate. This is just Orr's 3rd start of the season, hitting 200. She's only had 5 registered at-bats all year. And she'll look at strike 1. So runner still on first. Alyssa Haynes hit a soft single into shallow center. And so far, both hits have been looping balls into the shallow part of the outfield. And boy, I bet D&E would have loved to get Rubio, who was the leadoff hitter in the first, and found herself on third base with 1 out. Would have loved to get her around. 0-2 count now. UC won those games against Davis and Elkins, won the first game 8-1, lost the second game 3-1, and then took the next 2 at home, winning by scores of 8 and 11-0. So UC taking 3 out of 4. They have dominated the all-time series historically, which includes having at one point won 15 consecutive games over a number of seasons. The 2-2 count here. 2 outs, 1 runner on for Orr, and Orr goes around, and Addison Mass again having no issues working with runners on. That is strike number 3 and her 2nd strikeout of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. It is scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second here in the MEC Conference Tournament for softball on MEC TV.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Moran, PC, and Smith up this inning for UC as the Golden Eagles power-hitting first baseman looks at ball 1. Big year for Moran. Slugging percentage of .614 in addition to those 8 home runs. She looks at another one here. That one in the zone for a strike. Looked like Nealon took a little off that one. Moran on the season, 48 runs batted in, 23 total extra base hits for Moran on the season. And she's working right now on a 4-game hitting streak, 3 of which were multi-hit games. And it just kind of feels like a typical day at the office for her, as she's now facing a 2-1 count. The 2-1 ripped this one down the line and was just a little bit out in front of it. Likely would have been extra bases. And not a particularly deep part of the ballpark. That's just 200 feet down that line. Deepest part, of course, straightaway center at 220 here at Moyer Sports Complex. And Moran takes the ball, count full for the first batter here of the bottom of the second. UC without a hit. They went down 1-2-3 in the first inning, including 2 times batters were caught looking. And Moran fouls that one off. Again, good defensive swing there. We'll be seeing Fairmont State and West Virginia State as well on this field today. All 8 teams in the tournament are in action between fields 1 and 3. You can watch every single game at mec.tv. As Moran skies one foul. It's a big at bat here in a lot of respects early on. Sailor Nealand has had some issues this season, as that is going to be strike 3. Swinging through, and it's the 3rd strikeout in 4 at-bats here, but Nealand has had some trouble this year, and the one thing you never want to do is let a pitcher get confidence in a postseason game. Stepping in now is Danielle PC, and fouls one off. And the next pitch got her looking again. And correction on my part. Now it's PC up. That was Moran. So they must have ruled the first one a foul ball. What initially looked like a strikeout winds up being a strikeout anyway. PC up to the plate now, and she'll take ball 1. No, excuse me, strike 1. Delayed reaction there from our friend down at the plate. And swinging, this one skied. It's foul. Rubio had a beat on it for a moment and overran it. So, winds up being a high strike, if you will, 0-2. PC on the season, this is her 37th start for a UC team that's in their 57th game of the year. Hit .255. Not a huge amount of pop in that bat. 1 home run, 5 doubles, 15 runs batted in. But more than capable at the plate. Big story for her, of course, she has more walks than strikeouts on the season. So this is a player who, in addition to being certainly a capable hitter, is pretty smart at the plate, able to get on, as this is 0-2 and driven into center field, looking like she's got a beat on that one, is Alyssa Haynes for out number 2. Really nice start for Sailor Nealand today, and you can see she's getting a couple of high fives, pat on the back from her first baseman, Ashlyn Zapak, as well as Ruiz Rubio. It's been a really good start for her, and got to be confidence boosting, as Emma Smith will come to the plate. Smith on the season, a .230 hitter, 3 home runs, 25 runs batted in. And she checks her swing, and that will be ball 1. The 1-0. Misses again, 2-0. So this is a little bit what you're expecting from UC here. Need to find a way to get ahead in some of these counts. Nealand has really dictated pace early on, as she delivers this one, a waste pitch high and away for a ball. .3-0 the count. We'll see what Smith is doing here. If she's got the authority to swing, she doesn't need to. Ball 4. First base runner of the day for UC. They still don't have a hit, as Kaylee Serra will come to the plate momentarily. Sarah, the catcher, hitting .205 on the season. This is her 46th start of the year. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. Does have 4 extra base hits. And another player who walks more than she strikes out. So this one good, though. And that through the hole between third and short. First pitch and first hit now for UC as that one gets between Rubio and Higgins. So that advances Smith to second. Sarah on first, and Aubriano Espinoza comes to the plate. Hitting just .202 this season in her 51st start. Potential 2-out rally here for UC. First 2 hitters of the inning went down, but now making a little progress here. Nealon's got to find the right pitch for her to get out of this one with the scoreless tie still intact here. First pitch missed for a ball, and the second pitch is going to miss high, 2-0. So not what you're looking for here. Granted, this is the part of the order that you don't necessarily have to throw around. But behind 2-0 now with 2 runners on, not the place you want to be. And umpire says that one is good for a strike. So Nealand able to find a modicum of control there, 2-1. Next one's fouled off, 2-2. All right, so huge pitch coming up here early on. You know, we look these sort of high leverage moments, and this is one of them. A 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Next pitch could be hugely determinative in the early going of this game between these two. Took something off that one there, and Nealon missed for a ball. So payoff pitch coming here, count is full. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Smith on second, Sarah on first. The delivery, and that's ball 4. So 2 walks in her last 3 at-bats now, and all of a sudden, bases are juiced. Nowhere to put anybody. For the right fielder, Maya Hadaway in her first at-bat. And if Hadaway is able to keep this inning going, the top of the order is due up for UC. This is a critical moment here. Davis and Elkins infield going to take a moment to meet, talk things over with Sailor Nealand. Hadaway on the season. This is her 25th start, a .306 hitter. Does not have an extra base hit this season. 8 runs batted in. So can hit to contact, but typically not to power. Hadaway with 2 multi-game hits in her last 3 appearances. One against Fairmont, one against Frostburg. Get a chance to see both of those teams today. Frostburg shouldn't be counted out. Potential dark horse there out of the North Division. Fairmont, of course, hoping that this will be their first time back on Championship Saturday since 2022, which is coincidentally their only appearance on Championship Saturday. With that foul ball, it's now 0-2 here, and Nealon just 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam. The delivery fouled off again. And Hadaway swinging defensively there. The 0-2, and that one a waste pitch well outside. Almost into the other batter's box for Gwenny Wessling. 1-2 the count now. 2 outs, bases loaded. Smith at third, she walked. Sarah at second, she singled. And this one is fouled down the first base line. Espinoza will go back to first. She walked. 3 straight base runners allowed. Nobody has come across yet. D&E can escape this inning with just a single pitch, 1-2, to the 9th hitter in the UC order. And this is going to be blooped, but not particularly deep, and the play made by Audrey Higgins. So Neeland pitches her way into a jam and out of it without any damage done. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on as the bases were juiced. We head to the top of the third here at the MEC Softball Tournament Championship opening round on MEC TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Scoreless here as we enter the top of the third inning. This was the championship Saturday in 2023 and 2024. And I think a part of that shared DNA is why when you come into this one, you look at obviously the difference in records is first pitch missed for a ball, but you look at the difference in records between these two, both in conference and overall, you think, oh man, UC's going to handle this one. They've got the best pitcher in arguably the entire conference and one of the best in the country in Division II. Just gets a strike there for 1-1. But again, there's a little bit of chaos here, and I think there's a little added bonus that these teams know each other from previous postseasons, recent postseasons as well as they do. 1 and 2 swinging around on that one. Madison Smith, her first time up. Smith on the season, a .229 hitter. This is her 47th start of the season. 1 home run, 13 runs batted in. She's looking at that one for a ball, 2-2. Now, as I say that, and this is fouled off, I don't want to make you think that 1 seeds are subject to losing a lot. They are predominantly the most likely to make the championship game. 1 seeds all time are 5-5 on championship Saturday in clinching scenarios. So they've been there a lot is probably the good way of putting it, as that'll be strike 3 looking. Smith didn't get the bat off her shoulder, and you can put the backwards K up, and now starting to reach critical mass. Addison Mass has struck out 3 consecutive hitters. She struck out the 7, 8, and 9 dating back into the second inning as the top of the order resets. It's Lo Ruiz Rubio for Davis and Elkins, who hit her first time up. She doubled, a bloop double. Rare, but a heads-up base running play as the left fielder for UC Palestina had a tough time with the depth. She was just playing a little too deep and dove to make the play and couldn't get there. 2-0 the count. And Rubio towards left center field, shallow, and that one's going to land again. So 3 hits on the day for Davis and Elkins. 2 of them have come from Lo Ruiz Rubio. So 1 out, 1 on, and that'll bring Sammy Jarvis to the plate. Jarvis with the sacrifice her first time up. Conversation going on at the mound now. Looks like they're talking with Rubio as well. Wonder if she came up a little off on the play. She's getting talked to by Ellie Fracker, but she's going to stay in, and the meeting of the minds at the mound will come to an end. So 1 out here in the top of the third inning, and Addison Mass just had her strikeout streak broken at 3. Jarvis comes to the plate, can sacrifice bunt, sacrifice, it wasn't technically a bunt on her first at bat, but did what she needed to do, might be the more appropriate way. Sacrifice ground out. First pitch missed, so 1-0. Runner on first, and that is in there for a strike. Kaylee Serra interested in what Rubio's got going on down at first. Now, Rubio, not much of a threat to steal. She's 2 for 2 this season, as this one's fouled off, make it 1-2. But I think she's trying to keep Sarah's attention for whatever reason down at first. Can't, of course, lead in softball. Actually, did a game a couple of weeks ago where a runner left early and was called out as a result. This one is in foul territory and tracking to make that play. Bianca Palestina, and then a really good throw back to second base to make sure Rubio cannot tag up. That's out number 2. That'll bring Ashlyn Zapak to the plate. Zapak hovering right around that 300 mark, was 303 coming into this game, but is 0 for 1, grounded out back in the first inning. And first pitch just misses for a ball. So 1-0 here. And this is again, you look at opportunities. If you're D&E, you're thinking, we've got the player we want up ahead in a count, and Zapak in a bloop one towards center field. This one's going to land. Another bloop hit. That one just did not have a lot on it, but lands in a perfect spot. That's how I would like my short game in golf to look. Runners on first and second now, as Zapak gets her first hit of the day. Audrey Higgins to the plate. Potential 2-out rally here for the Senators in a scoreless game. First game, first day, opening round, MEC softball championships. 1 seed versus the 4 seed. Tough year for Davis and Elkins. Down year for the Senators. Charleston, of course, building on a strong year a year ago, winning this conference championship game, trying to do it, or this conference championship tournament, trying to do it for a 4th year in a row. And they seemingly started hot and never really looked back. As this pitch is going to be grounded back to Mass, and that will do it, as she'll send it on down to Kayla Moran at first. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We head to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here between D&E and UC. Back in a moment on MEC TV. Set to begin the bottom of the third here. Top of the order is due up. for UC, and this is a part of the order they'd like a little bit more from. Zucchero and Palestina both struck out looking in their first at-bats back in the bottom of the first inning. Looks like we might have do we have a potential substitution here already? So it looks like Rubio is coming out of the game, and Jasmine Orr is moving to third base. And the first pitch to Zucchero misses for a ball. Orr was playing left field, so now out in left field. This one is chopped past the pitcher's glove. That one's going to get through. Right up the middle for a single. And looks like maybe Ledesma, I believe. Yes, maybe Ledesma is in left field. So we'll update that here in a moment. Thought Rubio came up a little bit limp in her last at-bat. As scoring around to bunt is Palestina after Zucchero's leadoff single here in the bottom of the third inning. Next pitch misses, and a little stare down at first. Don't think that was an intentional pitch out. So Orr moves to third. Ledesma in left field. And now the count 2-1 after that foul ball. So Palestina, a .280 hitter this season. Now with a 2-2 count, looking at that strike. Her 45th start of the season. Not a huge power hitter, but going to take this one towards right field, and that camping under to make the play, and then a throw down the line nearly gets away. Madison Smith will retire Palestina. That's a better at-bat overall, though. She struck out looking her first time up. That'll bring Taylor Hodson to the plate. Hodson 0 for 1 today as well. Grounded out back to Nealand to end the first inning. And she's got one out here and is looking at ball one. Boy, that one looked fairly close. Nealand, this one swung on. This sent into center field, and looking like she's going to camp under it is Haynes for out number 2. That'll bring Kayla Moran to the plate, and 2 outs with a runner on. Still exactly who you want up in this scenario. Moran, one of the best power hitters in the Mountain East Conference. This will be a little lefty on lefty here. And she's looking at ball one. Moran, 6 for 10 this season in at-bats against Davis and Elkins. And when she struck out in the second inning, it was her first time not getting a hit against D&E since the April 11th game where she went 1 for 3. She was a perfect 3 for 3 in the second series and fouls this one off. Next pitch misses away. 3-1 the count now. 2 outs. A runner on first. And the dangerous Kayla Moran at the plate. And she's looking at ball 4. Moran's 17th walk this season. She'll take first. Zucchero heads to second. PC heads to the plate, flew out to center her last time up. And looks like Ellie Fracker wants to chat with her starting pitcher. Saylor's going to stay in the game. She keeps the ball. PC without a hit so far this season against Davis and Elkins, 0 for 5. And was she hit? No, but the ball did get behind the catcher, Sarah, so everybody advances. Zucchero to third, Moran to second, and now, with a 1-0 count, little contact from PC here in the right spot. Could score 2, and she'll take ball 2, 2-0. UC end of the second inning with the bases loaded on a pop out to short. And PC looking again. Nealon falling behind in this one, 3-0. And I imagine this next pitch she's likely keeping the bat on her shoulder here. And that one is in there for a strike, 3-1. So no problem there if you're PC. Nothing really to worry about there. And she's looking at ball 4. So bases loaded again. That is the 4th walk here in 3 innings for Saylor Nealand. She started off hot, struck out 3 of the first 4 batters she faced. Retired the first 5, didn't allow a hit until the 7th batter she faced. But now starting to put base runners on with freebies. And Emma Smith has a chance to potentially give UC their first lead of the day. 1-0 the count now. Smith swinging and fouls this one off for the first strike of the at-bat. 1-1, 2 outs here. Alex Wiederspiel with you on the MEC Sports Network. MEC TV hosting for the next 4 days. All sorts of action here in Virginia. The MEC softball tournament. That pitch is going to miss. Nealon took something off that one, and it's a ball inside, 2-1. We talk about these high-leverage moments. This is one of them. Second consecutive inning with the bases loaded. Can Nealon get out of this one? She's now down, after that pitch, 3-1. Kind of spraying it around a little bit here. There is nowhere for anybody to go. Has to throw a strike here. And this one hit past the second baseman, diving. That was Fleming. 1 run will score. And holding up at third is PC. It is 2-0 UC as Zucchero and Moran come around. A 2 RBI single for Emma Smith. It is 2-0, defending champs. RBIs number 26 and 27 on the year for Smith, as Kaylee Sarah will come to the plate. She's 1 for 1. And with runners on the corners, she will take strike one. Sarah singled, was the only hit of that second inning despite the bases being loaded. 4 walks issued by Neeland, and it didn't come back to bite her in the second, but does in the third, as Sarah looks at that one high, 1-1. And this one chopped or blooped towards right field, tracking to make that play is Madison Smith, and that will end the inning. But the damage done, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. It is 2-0 UC as we head to the top of the 4th here on day 1 of the MEC Softball Championship Tournament. Back in a moment.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners, because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan, here for you.
Davis and Elkins College continues leading the way, and we did not slow down, even during the global health crisis. We have secured private donations and grant funding to support our growing, successful, and now accelerated nursing programs. Davis and Elkins nursing graduates have repeatedly posted 100% passing rates on nursing boards and are sought after by health organizations of all sizes, specialties, and locations. They need nurses, and we train the best.
This will be the first lead Addison Mass has had to work with so far today. Mass was roughed up a little bit the last time she pitched against Frostburg State. Roughed up is really relative by her standards. She allowed 4 earned runs. If you want some context, in the previous 6 appearances before that, she allowed 3 earned runs. That's what we're talking about when we say Addison Mass was roughed up. First pitch, a ball here to Trinity Fleming. Fouls one off here, 1-1. Alex Wiederspiel with you on the MEC Sports Network, and it's been a terrific season. If you look down the road, some really good races in the North Division. Fairmont State pulled away late on Frostburg State. UC and Glenville State battling. Wound up finishing with identical records in conference. UC had the better overall record, and UC beat Glenville back on April 3rd twice in the doubleheaders. This one's going to get through a diving second baseman, Emma Smith, and Moran wasn't covering first. And it's a leadoff single for Fleming, and she's pretty pumped about that, showing off the dance moves. Alyssa Haynes steps in. The center fielder is 1 for 1 today with a single. The lone hit in the second inning off of Mass, and this one is going to get past the diving glove of Emma Smith again. So back-to-back hits to open up the 4th inning here. Fleming will take second. Haynes will take first. Gwenny Westling will come to the plate. 0 for 1. This is a part of the order that Davis and Elkins is going to need more from. 3 strikeouts for the 7, 8, and 9 hitter between the second and third inning. And Westling swinging at the first one, fouls this one off. Going to hit the overhang. And someone's going to, I assume, have to go up and get that ball. That thing is not coming down on its own. 0-1 here, and No outs. Best opportunity D&E has had since that first inning. Leadoff hitter getting on. This one bunted by Wessling, charging from third. The throw is in time. All the runners elsewhere advance. Good throw from Taylor Hudson, and that is out number one. Fleming now to second. Fleming's to third. Haynes to second. That'll bring Jasmine Orr to the plate, who's now at third base after the injury to Rubio. If we get any updates on that, we'll, of course, let you know. Swinging through on the first pitch, and Mass got her to go around, so 0-1 the count. Rubio 2 for 2 today. Could be a significant loss for D&E as she came up seemingly a little limp after her hit in the third inning. And bunting this one foul. Quickly falls behind 0-2 here. Orr struck out in the second inning. As mentioned, 7, 8, and 9 hitters all went a combined 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in each of their first at-bats. So Wessling already with the sac bunt, a more productive second at-bat or second plate appearance. Waste pitch there, away, and Orr wasn't chasing. 1-2. You don't need everything back all at once. You'd certainly love the hit from Orr if you could get it, but anything into the outfield here has the potential to score as this one's fouled off. Fleming, not necessarily an active base runner, 1 for 1 on the base paths stealing this season. Haynes, a little better and going around. Second strikeout of the day for Orr. Mass turned her orbit around and 2 outs. So with runners on second and third, it's now up to Madison Smith to keep the inning going for D&E. A terrific start with the first 2 runners on, but Westling's sacrifice and Orr's strikeout have taken away any other sacrifice opportunities here. First pitch from Mass is a good one, in there for a strike, 0-1, excuse me. Next pitch is in there. Caught the outside part of the plate. 0-2. And Mass that time, that was not a waste pitch, but fouled off. Good defensive swing from Madison Smith, who I think recognized it that obviously you can't go to it all the time, but Mass decided to attack on an 0-2 count against the number 9 hitter who already struck out once today. I like the 5D chess there. This time, though, the pitch took something off it, but winds up inside, so 1-2. Two 2-0 lead here. D&E has a chance to cut into this, as that one will not come across the plate. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. 2 runners on. 2-0 lead. Tying run at second in scoring position. Critical moment here, and a little in on the hands, so full count now. Nice work from Smith to work her way back into this at bat, and in particular, again, if she winds up on base here, we'll be talking about the 0-2 foul ball, I think, was a particularly strong moment for her. Swinging through, and Addison Mass is pumped. Gets her to go around, turned her orbit around, and that'll do it for the 4th inning. D&E threatens again. No runs, though, on 2 hits. No errors. 2 left on, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. UC up 2-0. Back in a moment here on MEC TV.
has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Back here in Salem, Virginia. Alex Wiederspiel here with you on the MEC Sports Network as bottom of the fourth inning now between UC and Davis and Elkins. Most critical number, 4, the number of wins you need if you don't lose a game in this tournament. You lose your first game, you're going to need 6. One of these teams is going to have a very different path from the other depending on what happens here. 1-1 the count. Now in a 2-0 ball game. It's Espinoza, Hadaway, and Zucchero, and Espinoza fouls that one off, 1-2. Sailor Neeland has pitched a pretty solid first 3 innings here. Only allowed 3 hits, but the 4 walks playing a huge role in why we are where we are in this 2-0 game. Got out of 1 bases loaded jam after walking 2. Couldn't quite get out without any damage done in the 3rd inning, though escaped. I think you might say, all things considered, you would take the 2 runs allowed when you consider that there was still another runner in scoring position when the inning ended. This one fouled off, 2-2 still. Speaking of which, Espinoza walked on her first at bat. Adriano Espinoza, no home runs, just the 5 doubles this year. So not a ton of power in her bat. As this one is skied towards center field for Alyssa Haynes, who comes in the shallow part of the outfield, camps and makes the play for out number 1. Maya Hadaway comes to the plate. Hadaway popped out to end the 2nd inning. Hadaway, a .306 hitter, hits this one back to the pitcher, trying to hoof this one out, and not in time, as Neeland makes an excellent throw on down to Zapak for out number 2. 11 batters now retired for Neeland, and considering the season that she had, got hit around a little bit at times this season, and certainly got hit around once or twice by these Golden Eagles. This has been, I think, by and large, an excellent performance for her here. But without any run support to show for it, as she is going up against the pitcher of the year for the Mountain East Conference and one of the best in all of D2 in Addison, Mass. Falls behind in this one, though, 2-0 to Zucchero. And Ella Zucchero looking at ball 3 here. She's 1 for 2 today and scored a run in the 3rd inning. She singled to lead off the 3rd. UC nearly batted around, went through 7. And looking at ball 3. 3-1 the count now. And chopped foul. So counts full now. And Neeland essentially a pitch away from taking care of business in what has been a much more efficient 4th inning for her. And that one is just going to miss inside, allowing Zucchero to take first. 2nd consecutive plate appearance for her to end on base. And that'll bring Bianca Palestina to the plate. 0 for 2 today. Much better second at bat. Flew out to right field and immediately hits one towards right. This one not going to get down, though. Nice play from Madison Smith, who had a beat on it from the beginning. And that'll retire the side as we head to the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base, though. It is 2-0 UC on top of Davis and Elkins as we near the official portion of this game on MEC TV.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you? Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Big out there to end the 4th inning as Madison Smith, really good read on that ball. Looked initially, it was really well hit, looked like it was going to drop into the gap, and she read it so well, as you just saw on the play there. She didn't even have to dive for it, essentially just made it backhanded. First pitch, a strike, as we have maybe Ledesma in, and Ledesma fouls the next one off. Of course, in for Ruiz Rubio, who got hurt. So Rubio's day appears to be over. Oh, and 2 now on Ledesma, who's going to take the waste pitch for a ball. 242 hitter. This is her 26th appearance this season. 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Decent OBP. Was only struck out 5 times. Generally will put the ball in play. And even as I say it, Addison Mass gets another one. Tally 6 Ks for Mass as she turns Ledesma's orbit around. That'll bring up Sammy Jarvis, who is 0 for 2. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. She'll take strike 1. It's funny, too, I was just mentioning a couple of our folks here keeping track of the live stats and everything else up here, but this is one of the best 6-hitter performances I think I've ever seen, as this one's fouled off by Jarvis. 3 of the 6 hits against Mass were essentially bloop singles, where just not a well-hit ball, but a well-placed ball. And she's otherwise been dealing. 6 strikeouts now as well for Mass, and on the 0-2, the waste pitch for a ball to Jarvis. Jarvis hitting .278 coming into this one. And locked her up. Strike 3. And you ain't going nowhere but the dugout. Backwards K back on the board. 7th strikeout for Mass. She seems to be getting stronger as this one goes on. Top of the 5th now. Now, I did comment earlier. I said, I turn of phrase, calling this would be the half inning that would make this official. So this one is popped up by Zapak, and tracking to make the play. Kaylee Sarah almost ran out of room, but will retire Zapak, and that's 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Back in a moment here on MEC TV.
Tomorrow's innovators, teachers, caregivers, researchers, leaders, and creators all have one thing in common. They started out just like you. At West Liberty University, you are the focus. This is a place where you will gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to change your life and the world around you. It all starts here, with you. Visit westliberty.edu to start your journey. It's all here at West Liberty University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Hudson, Moran, and PC due up for UC as the Golden Eagles lead 2-0 here, looking to extend the lead. Now, I was mentioning before about the concept of games being official as this one is blooped into shallow right field, and UC giving D&E a little dose of their own medicine there. Their first bloop single of the day, and Hudson's on first as a result, her first hit. But that's not the deal here. If it should rain, and right now the weather looks promising as long as we don't go terribly late today, but if it should rain, games get suspended and picked back up from the moment that the game was suspended. So there is no completion. Games will go the full 7 innings one way or another. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here. So, Alex Hurley from Hurricane, West Virginia, went to Winfield. One of West Virginia's just tremendous softball schools will come on and run it first. Hurley this season is 10 of 11 on the base paths. And getting the leadoff hitter on obviously has Taylor Welch thinking about trying to extend this lead, potentially manufacturing one in the 1-0. Moran was showing bunt. Pulled back, and it is now 2-0, and she's still showing bunt even with a favorable count here, and swings away. Some mind games here from UC. That's strike one. 2-1. Again, Hurley pinch running for Hudson on first. Hudson should re-enter the game, I would imagine, in the next half inning. And Moran drives one into center field. This one has some distance on it, but going back to finally make the play is Haynes. That ball carried, and there is a little bit of wind towards center field. Didn't come off the bat with a lot of pop, but it just kind of kept going and winds up being a long out. Hurley heads back to first. Moran still without a hit here in this game, and PC comes to the plate. 0 for 1, but walked in the third inning and is looking at strike one. All things considered for Sailor Neeland, I think this is the type of outing that will give Ellie Fracker a little bit of confidence here. You'd like to use Neeland as much as possible here this week. The grad student and former Morgan State product. And the throw on down. That is going to throw Hurley out at the bag. Just the second time she's been caught stealing this season. Nice throw from Wessling. And that's out number 2. So all of a sudden now, bases are empty, 1-1, 2 outs for PC here, and she gets hit. Ooh, Neeland lost control of that one. So 4 walks and now a hit batsman as well. Danielle PC will take first. Emma Smith, who has both of the runs batted in today for UC, to the plate. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. At last check, by the way, Frostburg State up 2-0 in their game. The number 2 seed taking on Concord in the opening round of action. Again, you can watch every single game this week on MEC TV, and we certainly hope you will join us for all of those. 2-0 count now for Emma Smith, and she's looking at another ball. 3-0 now with PC on first. Bottom of the 5th inning here, and it looked like UC was going to build some momentum, but runner was caught stealing. Pinch runner Alex Hurley, that one in there for a strike. Smith was looking all the way. And all of a sudden now, UC has to rebuild that momentum with 2 outs. They've actually been out hit in this one, as this is fouled away. Souvenir for somebody. Actually, as I say that, I don't know what the policy is on keeping softballs here at the MEC tournament, but maybe it's a souvenir for somebody. The 3-2, this one fouled off, and really, pitch was tracking inside, but smart play there by Smith. Got to at least keep the at-bat alive here. 3-2. The veteran Neeland, 1 pitch away, and won't be that one as it's fouled off. We have been impressed with both these catchers, though. Westling and Sarah have seemingly made a game out of who's capable of catching the ball off of the netting when the ball gets fouled off. There's no reward for it, and the points don't matter. But they're both pretty good at doing it as Smith fouls this one off again. That one going to be on a different field, I'm pretty sure. Actually just saw West Liberty warming up moments ago on one of the other fields not in use here at the Moyer Sports Complex. They'll be in action today as well. One of the best shortstops in all of the Mountain East Conference in Sarah Simons, former Philip Barber product, who is just an amazing athlete all around, did a little bit of everything, and sort of on a whim picked up soccer late in her high school career and was part of a tremendous Philip Barber girls soccer team. That's going to be ball 4 on the 3-2 payoff pitch. So there is tremendous talent. Even, again, West Liberty, not a great season for them. So they found themselves in with a 14-14 conference record, and certainly they've had better seasons, but there's plenty of talent with that group as well, and it's exactly why, as this first pitch is in there for a strike, it's exactly why I was talking about earlier that there is a chaos element typically to the first day, if not the first 2 days at this tournament. UC, who has won the last 3, has twice lost a game to get there. This one hit towards short off the glove of the shortstop Higgins. One will score, and sliding into third safely is Smith. PC makes it a 3-0 game. We'll see how this gets ruled as Sarah takes second. Should at least be a single. Hard hit ball would have been a tough play, but we'll see. Yeah, they have ruled that a single. And it is 3-0 UC. A 2-out rally here for the Golden Eagles after it looked like they had squandered an opportunity when Hurley was caught stealing. Espinoza comes up 0 for 1 today, walked back in the second inning, her lone trip onto the base paths. And that one inside, so the 1-0, now 2-0. Espinoza not a huge threat, but you got to take every at-bat seriously at this point, because even in a season where she has struggled some, hovering right around that 200 mark, all these players are talented enough. You get behind them in a count, and it's trouble. 2-1, and Espinoza looking at that one, and that's in there for a strike. So Neeland works her way back in 2-2. 2 outs here, and still, once again, Neyland just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning with the damage relatively limited, as that one misses for a ball. The trouble for Neyland is that she has distributed 6 free trips to the bags, 5 walks, and hit a batter earlier this inning, PC, who came around to score. 3-2, this one hit softly towards short and not going to be fielded by Higgins properly. She got in front of it, but a little bit of a misplay, and everybody is safe. And a run comes across, 4-0, Charleston on top now. That's Smith to score, Sarah to third, Espinoza to first. And yeah, you can see it just kind of rolls up on her glove. See how they rule that one here in just a moment. So that is going to go down as an error. And then into center field, that one will get down. Another run is going to come in. It is 5-0. Baby, don't hurt me. Maya Hadaway with the RBI single. Sarah scores. It is 5-0. And now the 8th batter of the inning, and back to the top of the order, it's Ella Zucchero. And Sailor Neyland puts that one in the dirt. Good play by Gwenny Westling to keep it in front of her. Well, this is tough because I think Neyland's had a pretty decent outing today. She hasn't gotten a ton of help in the field this inning. And now all of a sudden, a game that's been tight the entire day has opened up some. 5-0 here. And it is worth noting here with 2 outs that the winning run is at the plate. 8-run rule is in effect in 5 innings. We are in the bottom of the 5th. Zucchero has not hit a home run this season, does have 17 extra base hits though. So there's power, there's not quite home run power. And she's going to hit this one softly towards short, and that will do it. Audrey Higgins had a tough inning, but will close it out there for out number 3, and that will do it. 5-0 the score now, 3 runs and 2 left on base. 2 hits, 1 error, and we head to the top of the 6th inning, and now the Senators have work to do. Coming up next here on MEC TV. Work to do for Davis and Elkins here in the top of the 6th as Addison Mass continues to deal. She's now struck out 7 here and has retired her last 6. And the first pitch just misses away to Audrey Higgins. Higgins had an error in that inning and also one that was a rule to hit but went off of her glove and was tough and skies this one into left field. Looks like Palestina's got a beat on this one, and that's out number 1. Trinity Fleming next to the plate. This is tough here for D&E. All of a sudden, Mass just seems to have everybody's number, and typically we talk about how hitters get better as a game goes along when they see a pitcher multiple times. Seems to be the opposite today for Addison Mass, which, again, no surprise. We're talking about the pitcher of the year in the conference. First pitch, a strike there. Fleming 1 for 2 today, singled back in the fourth to lead off the fourth inning in what looked like was going to be a strong potential inning for Davis and Elkins. Got the first 2 base runners on. Got both of them over into scoring position with a sacrifice bunt. And then Mass went to work, struck out the next 2 batters to end the inning. And that was part of a stretch of 4 consecutive strikeouts. She's now retired 7 consecutive batters and has an 0-2 here against Fleming. That one in the dirt, 1-2. Might have been by design, at least low by design there, since it was an 0-2 count. Maybe just got a little bit away from Mass. And this one right back into the glove of Addison Mass, and she throws on over to first. I don't know that Mass did that on purpose, but her glove was in the right spot. And I don't really put anything past her at this point. 2 outs. 8 consecutive batters retired. And Haynes to the plate, who is 2 for 2 today. 2 singles. But that's also been the challenge here. As Davis and Elkins, every hit has been a single, except for the Rubio hit, which admittedly was a bloop. It was just a great base running play by Rubio to turn it into 2. The 0-1 misses that time, 1-1. Mass's third pitch of the at-bat misses, 2-1. Swinging through on the 2-1 is Haynes, so that'll even the count at 2 here. Obviously, the goal here for UC, and I'm sure they're thrilled with the run support over in their dugout. Taylor Welch has got to be thinking, want to use as few arms as possible. This one hit into an interesting spot into left field. Really good move by Palestina, though. That one looked initially like it was going to get down in the gap, and she read it perfectly and cut it off for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and now having retired 9 straight, could be last licks here in the bottom of the 6th for UC. They lead 5-0 back in a moment here on MEC TV.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Speaking of Frostburg State, by the way, they are on top 7-0 with a chance to potentially go run rule in their game over on the other field. First at bat here is sent to center field, and it's just been that kind of day. Haynes didn't see it into her glove, and Palestina is on for the first time today, and that's the second error in as many innings for Davis and Elkins.
Third baseman, number 8, Taylor Hudson.
That'll bring Hudson to the plate. Taylor Hudson 1 for 3 today and reached on a single to lead off the 5th inning. And that ball's going to get behind Sarah. Pass ball. And that's going to allow Palestina to take second base. 5-0 lead here for UC as they look to continue their dominance, hegemony, if you will, in this tournament. Have won the last 3, and 2 years ago did it without losing a game. Played 4 games, won 4 games. Can't do it any better than that. As this pitch is in there for a strike on the 3-0. Been a nice day on the mound for Sailor Neeland, but looks like we do have a new pitcher, and that is Sammy Jarvis in the game now. We'll meet her. Jarvis in relief, 10-16 this season though. $15 starts and 15 appearances out of the bullpen. 1-0. It's one hit towards center field. This could be a problem. Going to get over the wall. It is gone, and that's the ball game. 8-0 your final score. Moran has ended the first game in 6 innings. She wasn't sure it had gone over the wall. She thought maybe ground rule double, and the home plate umpire, Brian Howard, gave the home run signal. UC takes the first game against Davis and Elkins, 8-0 the final. As a result now, UC will be in action, of course, tomorrow. Both these teams will be in action tomorrow. But now, get a better idea, UC will be in action at noon in the first game of the day, while Davis and Elkins will be in action at 2:30 in what will be an elimination game, and likely will be against Concord. 8-0 the final score. We're going to take a break here on MEC TV. We'll be back in about half an hour or so for our second game on this field of the day. Fairmont State and West Virginia State. That's ahead as we'll see a second 1 seed here coming up on day 1 of the MEC Softball Championship.